Ladies and gentlemen, Richmond fans, welcome back to the round review for the Richmond Tigers. The recap of the game that got away. 42 points to 133. Richmond Tigers defeated by the Western Bulldogs by 91 points, 6 goals 6 to 19 goals 19. That's 12 scoring shots to the Richmond Tigers to 38 scoring shots to the Bulldogs. And if you do the maths there, we had 15% of their scoring shots, and they had, just doing some quick maths here, they had 6.3 times as many shots as us. And they weren't even accurate, 90 goals 19. Imagine if that was like 25 goals 15 or something like that. It could have been a lot worse. Now, sorry. This was a match where we were never ahead at all. I was not overly enthused, but like the first quarter wasn't that bad. Look, the first quarter we kicked a point. Actually, the first quarter was bad. We hit one little lonely point to the Doggies, 24 points. Then at the halftime mark, it was 20 points to 67. Then we kicked one goal in the third quarter. At the third quarter, it was 27 to 93. And the Dogs put the dick down, finished 42 to 133. Now, there's a lot to be said here. Once again, we had many injuries. Miles Rioli Jr., I believe, he has been confirmed to have... I can find this somewhere, but he had a really, well, it looked really bad at the time. Syndesmosis, I believe, is what it's called, but he'll be out for an extended period of time. Obviously, we lost Jack Graham as well. We just cannot catch a break with these fucking injuries. We literally can't catch a break with the injuries. And I think that's the main thing we're finding from every game so far this season is the injuries. We just can't avoid them. Graham with a hamstring. I mean, Hopper's still yet to come back from his hamstring. Presti with a hamstring test. And then there's just so many more. I can go through them all. Bolter, Boa, Clark, Kalina, Fawcett, Gibkiss, Graham, Hopper, Lynch, Prestia, Ross, Taranto, Rioli Jr. Whoo, it's a long injury list. Yep, it's a hard one. Now, let's talk about the game a little bit. It was obviously really hard to watch. It was a disgraceful performance. And it's probably one of the lowest we've seen us in a long time. Like, I feel like we've been building to this point. Building in a bad way, like building downwards. Like heavy defeats in recent weeks. Since the Sydney victory, it's been a little bit just poor. Really poor. And this is a nail in the coffin. Our percentage at the moment, by the way, we are in second last on one win after 9 games. Our percentage is 65.6. Now, if I do a little bit of research, last year's ladder at the end of the home and away season, only one team had a lower percentage than 65.6, which is West Coast with 53. So we have a lower percentage than the second last there. And then we look at 2022 AFL ladder. The lowest percentage, I guess West Coast and North under 60. So long story short, our percentage is deplorable. And it doesn't help when you lose by 91 points every week. To lose to Bevo as well is just absolutely disgraceful. Who was good? Who was bad? I mean, who was good? That's a really great question. Who was good? Bolton kicked 2 goals. He was our only multiple goal kicker. I don't know. Why did we play Bolter? This is my problem. Why do we play players coming back from fresh injuries if they're just going to get injured again? We're not going to do anything this season. I want to see us only play these players returning from injury if they are 100% fit. I don't want to see these injured players or injury-prone players come back. Like Prestia. Why are you coming back? Bolter, Lynch, only come back if they've done like a mini preseason. Like, Adamuse, you're not going to get sacked, okay? I don't care if you don't win another game this season. We're not going to sack you. Because of the injuries and the context of our list and just everything. I mean, our list is horrible. It's not your fault as well. And look, the game style is not great at the moment and you would want to have more fight, but that's fine. I think the biggest problem is our defence, in everyone's eyes, is our strong point. They had 3-4 goal kickers. Norton kicked 4 goals, Darcy kicked 4, and Harms, the midfielder, kicked 4 goals. Bont with 2. In terms of our good players, Rioli was good, Nankervis stands up, Short was alright, but Treloar had 41 touches, Ed Richards 34. Bont, the top 6 disposal getters were all doggies. Goals, top 5 were for the Dogs. In terms of the marks, the top 7 mark getters for the game belong to the Dogs. Tackles, the top 2 belong to the Dogs. I mean, we had more hit-outs. Nankervis was 44. At least that's a little win. And then clearances, the top 2 were for the Dogs. So it's not a great reading, obviously. But there's not all that much we can do, I feel like. You know, they had over 100 more disposals. They had 36 more inside 50s. They had 3 more free kicks. Absolute shock. Who's surprised by that stat? Not me. A little surprise here there. We only won the hit-outs. They won clearances by 9, centre clearances by 6, stoppage clearances by 3, contested possessions they won by 14, dominated uncontested possession by 100. We had more turnovers at 71. They had more marks by like 40, 43 actually. Marks inside 50, they had 13 more, 4 more contested marks, 30 more goals, 13 more behinds. They were in front the whole entire game. They even had 9 more tackles than us. And again, last week's defeat was disappointing because we had less tackles. This week's defeat is as disappointing because we have less tackles a game. It's just not good enough. It's fucking annoying. At least we had more bounces. Woo! 9 bounces to 5, which is good. Look, it's going to be a long season. Real long. Super fucking long. And we will probably be towards the bottom 3. I think it's between us, West Coast. I would hope we don't go below North Melbourne. But I think we can get over West Coast. I think we are a better, maybe not a better list, but I just feel like we will. But no more than 16th will finish. So we are officially in a rebuild. Let's get that clear. We know this. Unfortunately, I predicted this at the start of the season. I said we will finish second last, minimum third last. But I predicted second last, maybe third last. As long as we don't get the wooden spoon. I don't care who the number 1 draft is. I don't want that. If we look at some future matches though, this was our only next winnable one. We go to the Gabba next week, and Brisbane are in decent form. It's that's just going to be an 100-point victory to them. The week after, we have Essendon at Dreamtime. Now, Essendon are in form right now, but maybe that form won't be there in 2 rounds in round 11. Round 12, we've got Geelong at GMHBA Stadium, which you don't win. Round 13, we've got Adelaide at Adelaide Oval. We're not going to win that. Any away game, we don't win. We have the Hawks at the G in round 14. Now, this is all dependent on form. You know, we could be in great form by then and win that game. Or, you know, if it's right now, they would beat us easily. So I think that's our next winnable game. We have a bye in round 15. Round 16, we've got Carlton. That's not going to work. I'm just waiting to see Fremantle in fucking Perth. That's not going to happen. The Giants. Port Adelaide in Adelaide. Jeez, fellas, it's not good. Collingwood, home ground for Collingwood. Then we have North Melbourne in round 21. That's where we can get a win. St Kilda around 22, I reckon we could get a win there. Hawthorn around 23, and then round 24 we have Gold Coast. So we have some winnable games in the last 4 rounds. But we've got some, I reckon the next 5 games we're going to get... I don't even want to think what's going to happen. Please subscribe, because as a Richmond fan, I'm going through it, as we all are. So subscribe for my sorrows. Follow TikTok FTFooty. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll be seeing you in another video.